Welcome back to another week here at CK Paint and Panel. We're going to take you through and show you what we've been up to in the last fortnight. Let's get it. Behind me we have Jack's VL Calais Turbo. Jack lives in Melbourne. He's sent the car down for us to get it back up to scratch. We are very familiar with the VLs, the early Commodores. We do a lot of them. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, you know exactly why we're known for the early Commodores and first gens. This car has been heavily impacted in a front end collision which took place in New South Wales early in 2023. Car was purchased from Jack, who lives in Melbourne. He sent the car down from Sydney to South Australia here to us to carry out and rectify the repairs necessary to get this car back up to its former glory, but while doing that, obtaining it to be safe, he can put his family in it and enjoy and cruise. So he's definitely brought it to the right place to get it done. And today we'll just take you through a step-by-step procedure that we have taken out and carried out to get this car going. We haven't finished just yet with it. We thought we'd just run you through what we've done as halfway through, and then we'll bring out another video with the car finished and all put back together. So I'll drop some photos below of the car in its formal glory before the accident, and I'll drop some photos also of after the impact. What we've done with this car since receiving it is we've taken it and we've pulled the front end off. So we put the car on a chassis rack, which was a Z rack, which is a floor rack. We've put the car on there, we've tied it down, we've strapped it down, and we've pulled out the front. So what we've done is just try pulling it out from the front where it's been hit and it's been impacted. Once we've pulled it all out, there was a bit of a kink in the roof. The front door was touching the back door, so we wanted to get all the true gaps the way it's meant to be. So we pulled it out, we spent a day on the pulling rack, we got it all out, and now what we've been doing is we bought a front donor cut. So we've unpicked the front donor cut from the factory spot welds that Holden, obviously when they designed and put this car together, we've unpicked it all from the factory joint and we're rejoining it from the factory joint. Instead of spot welding it, we're plug welding it. It's been a big job. So to do a job like this, it takes skill, takes knowledge and experience within the trade. And our tradesmen here at CK Paint and Panel are truly highly qualified in their craft. And the technician on this one is Damien Palazzo, which I got here to my right. Very trained and very knowledgeable in his field of panel beating. And we are truly blessed to have him part of the team here at CK Paint and Panel. And we strive to give you guys the best result that we can as people. So Damien's been on this project as the panel beater on this one, so he's been assigned to do this job, start to finish, and then it'll be head over to the painters, which will be either myself or one of my colleagues, Chris.
All right, hi guys, me again. This is our biggest, latest job. When this come in, it was heavily stacked on the left-hand side. When I first saw it, being old school panel beater, I've done it before. I've done it a few times before. I thought we'd do a cut and shut. Cut the front off, weld a whole new front on. Nowadays, it's very frowned upon because people didn't do it properly and it can be very unsafe if not done properly. Chris was not happy with the cut and shut idea, so we got together and we've come up a way to do it without joining two cars. We're still joining part of a car, but we're going to factory spots. So what we've done is we've chopped the old bit off, just hacked it off. So I've just hacked that off, that's throwaway. Now this is a new bit off our donor car, which was a half a car. So what I did is I spend my time, now these got plates here, they go over there, so I've had to unpick these plates, and then it's a matter of undoing all the spots all around the skirt on both sides, and then where the rails, if you come up, you got these two rails which go straight underneath the car, like through here, down there, and we will join it exactly the way it was put together from factory. Just they use spot welds, we'll plug weld. Plug weld is where this goes, it go under the floor And where you see these little holes, basically this will meet those holes, and you'll have that, and you fill that with molten metal. That's a plug weld. It's a lot stronger because it's a MIG weld. So we won't have any problems with safety or anything like that, because this guy's going to take his family out, and we don't want anyone to get hurt. So we're doing it properly. So it looks a bit messy at the moment, because all I've done is unpicked it from the donor car. We're yet to clean it all up, get rid of this surface rust, clean it all, paint it black like I do with the rust repairs, weld through primer there, we'll bolt that on. But with the donor car, I've got a lot more metal, but if you have a look in this original VL, there's a lot of rust. You can see here, it's all rust everywhere through the tunnel. This had been leaking water in here for a long time. So I said to Chris, we've got the front cut, we've got all that wasted metal there, so what we come up with, we actually cut the firewall out and the floor, because his floors are all rusted. Where the seats mount, they're all broken through, and in the tunnel up the back there's all rust holes. So instead of doing little patchy work, I said to Chris, why don't we take the whole floor out, replace the firewall with the whole floor. So that's what we've got here. We got the firewall and we got the floor with the tunnel and everything. And like I said before, here's all these little holes. I'm yet to planish and fix where I've mashed it a little bit, but these will all get welded to the rail, so I'll become one again. And where the wreckers gas hack this off with a torch, I'll cut it nice and I'll join it in there. So it all goes on in one, and then I'll bring the front up to the car. I'll screw it together. I'll take measurements, because we've got VL country here. We've got plenty of VLs to measure from. I'll measure, I'll take some measurements, get some levels, make sure it's all right in measurements, cross check, length check, top and bottom and sides, and then we'll fit everything on to make sure we got all the gaps. Once I'm happy with all the gaps is only when we start welding. And yeah, so yes, Chris is right, it's a big job. Like, it's not for the faint of hearted, you know, like you sort of have to have a little bit of a knowledge of what you're doing and have some balls to do it too. But at the end of the day, it'll be such a nicer job because it's all joined along the sides. There's one weld through the back. Everything else goes on as one piece. So if you weren't to know, you wouldn't know. And that's what I aim for when I do a job. And I know Chris appreciates it when I tell him things like that. And he's like, you know what you're doing, you go for it. So that's our plan of attack. So this week I've been just cutting my parts, what I need. And then once I've cleaned all this up, I'll put my weld through primer and some black paint where in the box sections. Once that's ready, when Chris gives me the okay, I'll get onto the original car. And because I'm cutting the floor out and the firewall, I'm going to weld braces across before I cut, just in case the car wants to come in or move. I don't want it to move. And then I'll start cutting that one up. And yeah, that's where we're at the moment.
As you guys will see, we'll put some photos and videos down below. The VH SLE is now back at Smith Automotive to get the motor and transmission installed. That will then come back to us. A lot of the parts are arriving now for it, so all the brand new parts. Once we get it back, we'll probably spend a week putting it together and polishing it, and that will be pretty much ready to go. So that's coming along extremely well. It looks fucking sick. I can't wait to see it all together, all the stainless all polished up, and it's gonna look sick. So that one is not far off completion. We've put a 2-week deadline on that from when we get it back from Smith Automotive. So that's coming along very nicely. So stay tuned for updates and all that on that VH. Yeah, it's not far off. Out here, guys, we've got BD Towing here taking the VH SLE back to Smith Automotive to get the engine and transmission back installed. We'll turn the camera around and show you what it looks like. What do you reckon, Brenny? Looks sick, eh? It's Brenny from BD Towing, so for all your towing needs, hit him up on his Instagram page. I don't know his numbers, 0435 46 000.
Aye.
I know it off by heart, see that? So yeah, 0435 46 000 for all your towing needs. This is still only a stage 1. We still got to do another 2 stages of correcting just to refine it and get all the little wet sanding marks out, but that will happen when it comes back. So yeah, it's looking sick. We're in the booth now. We've got Chris here painting some parts for the S15. So he's going and he's painting all the body kit. So underneath the front bar, side skirts and rear pods, it's got these little black lip things, whatever you want to call them. So diffusers or whatever they are. So just gone around and he's prepped them today and he's painted them in satin black. He's doing the mirrors as we didn't do them with the other parts, with the bars and the skirts. So we're doing the mirrors now as well. Everything that we do and we paint before we fit up, we go through a quality control check. So I go through it myself personally, and I go around and I assess every individual part, edge to edge, corner to corner, just to ensure that there's no imperfections, anything that's wrong with them. Make sure they're all covered, all the edges are covered. There's enough clear on all the edges and what so forth. So I go around, I do a quality control check on everything. There's 2 parts here that I wasn't happy with. I had a couple of factory press marks and stuff like that on them. So we just gone around, and while we're doing the mirrors, we'll paint them again. Was there anything wrong with them majorly? No. Would the customer pick them up? Probably not. I've seen it. I want to rectify it. I want to fix it. I want to make it perfect. Everything that comes out of my shop has to be 10 out of 10 because at the end of the day, it represents us as a company and as a business. And we strive to give the best result, and this is why we have the name and uphold the reputation we have in South Australia today. It's because of our quality control and our employees doing a great job of what they do. So that's where we're at on this one. This one is a little bit of a tedious job. If you can see, and you can pick it up on camera, Raf, if you see the colour between the guards there, you can see the difference of the colour difference, different comparisons. So obviously the bonnet's been painted at some point of its life. You might be able to get it better here. Can you get that on the camera? So what we have to do is we're painting the front bar, we're doing the side skirts, we're doing the mirrors, and we're doing the rear bar pods. So we're painting from the front to the back, but just different parts. So unfortunately, we can only mix up one color and match to one color. So obviously we won't match to the bonnet because we know the bonnet's different color and it's not the original color. The guard has been painted at some point of its time, but they are very close to the factory color. In my pocket here, it's not a magic card, it's a spray out card. So what we do is we scan the color and then we spray out a color card, and that's how we do our color matching. This is our final color that we've chosen. And if you see, which we've explained this to the customer, we'll explain it to you guys at home. If you see, my color is different to the bonnet, and it will be every day of the week because this is the wrong color. But if I hold that there and I show you that to the guard, it's pretty bang on. With metallic and with a color like this, you're never gonna get it 110% perfect, edge to edge, you know what I mean? So you always have to blend, but unfortunately with this car here, we've matched it to a few panels on the car that are original, so it looks good and we can get it as close as we can to the factory color, so then when the bars and stuff are fitted, you don't see much of a color variation. You are gonna see on the front bar, where it meets to the bonnet, you're gonna see a variation between the color of the bar and the bonnet, because the bonnet, yet again, is different color. To rectify that issue, you'd paint the bonnet with this color, blend the guards, clear it, then the whole car will be uniform. So unfortunately, we can only do we only can do what we can do with what we're working with. So customer's happy, he knows that we'll get it right. So we've got this color here, and if you see, usually match out in the sun. The car's not in the sun at the moment, but that's pretty fucking close. So, and when you're colour matching with metallic colours, if you're a painter, you understand what I mean. You got your face, which is that, then you got your flip and you got your flop. So you got 3 different angles, and the colour changes and it moves, the metallic moves in every angle. So you got your face, your flip and your flop. So if you look at it face on, yeah, it might look good. If you look at it on your flop and then you look at it on your flip, you might be lighter, might be darker, might be redder, might be bluer, whatever. This is pretty close. So this is our final colour card, and as you can see, it's pretty close there. We go to the back half of the car. Again, not bad at all. Not bad at all. While we match to here as well, we're painting the rear pods, so they go here. So again, if you look at that, it's almost bang on. So colour matching is a very, very skillful thing. Some people can't do it at all, so it takes a bit of time too to get it right, especially when you're going gunmetal grey edge to edge. So that's that for you. We'll leave this, we'll give it to the customer, we'll show him our spray out card, and then he's always got that as a reference. So you guys would have seen in the last video, we've been working on Harry's VL. This one's starting to take place, so we've finished this side so far. So what we've done is we use our Melomotive blocks, which we've just started using, which is the splines. So we've been using these Melomotive splines, and these are really, really good tool for getting stuff straight, getting perfect gaps, pretty much like a straight edge. So you got like different lengths, different thicknesses. So you might have like 3 of these that are the same length. They're all got different thicknesses. So they all bend and curve differently. So we've got that there. What I'll show you, this is the one we want. So for instance, with panel blocking, so we'll apply our filler. There's a video on YouTube that Melomotive do. Don't take my tips because I'm still learning myself. But you pretty much use this as a straight edge, essentially, right? You want to get it straight on your panel. You want to have a look. You want to get all your gaps and stuff right. So you just play with it, see where you want it. Sort of like that. And then pretty much you put your filler on and then you go back over it with this. Right, and what you do, then you get it to sort of an angle where it's sort of magnetic, right? I'm just showing you quickly how to do it, I'm not actually doing it for you, but, and then you want to go like that, right? And that will apply the filler where it needs to put the filler. So as you can see, there's no filler there, there's no filler there, there's no filler there or there. It doesn't need it there, and so forth. It's putting filler where it needs it. So great tool. Even just, you know, get the smaller one. You want to check, make sure that these are level and aligned. You put it like that, right? And then you bring it up on the angle like that. And I can't see any daylight. So I know that those 2 panels are meeting exactly perfect. So if I've got it like that and I can see daylight as I'm lifting it up, we know there's a problem and either one panel's either in or out. So we want to rectify that. And then again, we've checked it with that already, but we'll look at it there and we go up. There's no daylight. So I know that's perfect. So again, with the quarter panel, I wouldn't use that big one for the quarter because it's probably too big if you have a look. Too big, doesn't sit on there. It rocks side to side, so that's no good. Having a quick look, probably use, where's this one? This is what I did it with. Yeah. So you use this one here. Again, bring it up slowly. There's no daylight. Perfect. So we know that's all good. So these are great to do final checking your your gaps between the 2 panels. Great for panel blocking, great for sanding too if you want to sand with them. You tape a handle on it and you tape and use it. I don't use them for sanding, I use them for strictly just checking panel alignments and putting filler on. One, saves a lot of time, saves a lot of material, and you don't have to sit there sanding forever, so you're saving dust as well. So check them out, Melomotive. You can buy, they've got a website, you can buy them online, jump on their Instagram or Facebook page. Also Paint Tech in South Australia, they sell this and stock this stuff. So if you need it, ring up Paint Tech. 8261-7153. I've got some goodies in here. I actually haven't opened them. This is some more stuff from Melomotive as well. Like I said to you, we just got onto this stuff, so I've got heaps of stuff. I haven't even looked at it. I feel like I'm doing a review for Melomotive at the moment. What do we got in here? These are cool. So, that's the R5000. In this kit here, right, you got all different little angles to R600, and I'll show you for instance, again, right, that's not gonna work, whatever, put that one back. It's kind of the shape we need. Again, you can put some sandpaper over this, right, and you can do some sanding with it. So check it. It's kind of the same. These are good. Like I said, I've still got to get used to it. I haven't just unboxed them, but you kind of get the idea with them. So you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? There, you want to sand. So you put some sandpaper on it and you go for gold. So we got them as well. They're really handy. Melomotive have got their own videos and little tutorials on how to use this sort of stuff, so don't take it from me because I'm no expert. I'm still learning myself. So we got them. These bad boys, these are cool. Forgot about these. I didn't even know. I forgot I ordered them. I haven't eaten lunch today. A couple years time when I got no teeth, I'm like, should have fucking opened that plastic bag with my teeth to still have some. Look like a Port Power supporter now. These are body filler applicators. So if you're using like, say, you probably wouldn't use it for that, but say you can find a curve on this. Reverse cow, for instance. Say if you've got the reverse cow, which is over there, you use it, you find the contour on it. Instead of using your hand to wipe in some filler, you can use this. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know, you want to get in this corner here, or you want to get in here. You know what I mean? You can use it instead of fucking getting your hands full of bog. You can use this. So, yeah, cool. You know, that there, you want to put some bog in it. It's cool stuff. It's cleaner work. So we got them as well. We got all sort of different types, you know, these ones as well. I do fucking same sort of thing. You got that, you got your normal ones, and they're a bit thicker too, so they're not as flexible and flimsy. So you can't really bend them. The other ones that you buy, the generic ones, are fucking shit. They just bend real easy and stuff. So these are cool. Again, all this stuff is from Melomotive. This is my sort of shit. Final block. So I'll be using these a lot myself. They're childproof. Can't even open the fucking box. Got there. I like unboxing things that take my time. So this here, like a glass perspex. It's good for wet sanding. So once the car's been painted and you're getting it ready for wet sanding or flow coat, you can put some sandpaper on this and you use it to sand the panel back. Really, really good to iron it out and get it super, super straight. So you got all different sort of, that one there is a good one for a flat surface. And they're all pretty hard and durable. So that one there's got a bit of flex to it. Again, this one here's got a bit of flex to it too. And they're all designed for different applications, so different sort of strength and stuff. So depending on what you're doing application wise, you use what you need. So if I was doing this VL and I was doing the doors, I'd probably use this one because it's nice and firm and it's obviously straight. It's designed to block it straight, so it's not going to be warped. And yeah, I would just put some paper on that and, you know, wet sand it. You got little ones too for little areas. You got curves and stuff, so if you need to get into areas, as well. Another one. So again, they look the same. They are exactly the same. One's a harder compound, one's a softer compound. They both do different things. I'm not going to explain it to you because I don't have all day. Work it out. I'll watch the masters do it on their YouTube. Melomotive. Enough of that. Harry's car's tracking along well. As I said, we've panel blocked it all. This side is now finished. What I got to do now, so I've obviously prepped this area here because I'm working from here onwards. The front half of the guard forward is fine. There's no repairs needed, so that's all good. It's obviously got some paint peeling off, just delaminating over the years. So I will now prep the car from the front to the back with 180, get all my blocking scratches out and get that ready for a high full primer. The front, JB's exposed this to bare metal for me. There's a couple little holes. If you have a look there's some pitting and stuff going on, so we've got to clean that up, put a few sections in that. We've started cutting out the back panel. We're going to put a new back piece in there, clean up around here. There's a little bit of surface rust and so forth. Again, we'll clean it all up. We'll move around to the other side. We'll start doing that tomorrow. So this week we'll probably get both sides knuckled out and done. Next week start doing the rust, prime it up. Next week probably have it ready for paint at some stage towards the end of next week. So probably next time we see you, this car will be either painted or very close to it. So I'm going to say it's going to be painted. So 2 weeks from now, a fortnight from now, let's see if we can get this car painted. We'll get it done. A few of you in the last episode asked, where's the ute? They couldn't see the ute in the background. The ute's here. It's looking a little bit different. You might have seen it on Jake's Chop Shop the other day. He put up an episode of the rust repairs happening to this car. For those of you at home wondering why we're not doing it, as you can see, we've got this monstrosity of a job behind us, which is that VL that we need to get done. We've got the XY GT that we need to get done. We've got a lot of work to get done. And we don't have enough manpower. So unfortunately, sometimes when these jobs come in, they are bigger than what they end up. When you start getting into them, they're bigger of a job than what you've expected. And unfortunately, sometimes that moves the ballpark on getting the job done. And at the end of the day, we don't want cars sitting around. We want to get them done for our clients. And Jake's done a lot of work with us before. He used to come in and give us a hand in the shop when we needed to. So I asked him if he could give me a hand and get this HZ, HX, whatever it is, get it done for me. So, and he goes, yeah, no problem, man. So I want to get this job done for my clients. So he's strictly just doing the rust fabrication for it. So fixing up all the rust. In the meantime, in the background, on this weekend, we're going to start prepping the chassis. It's not part of, we weren't meant to go this far originally. As you can see, it's very surface rusty and stuff like that. So before we do anything, we'll pressure wash it and degrease every square inch of it. And then we're going to prep the chassis, clean it up. Hopefully we don't find any rust on it. If we do, we'll fix that here in-house. And we're going to paint it just with some satin black, just to tidy it up. So when the body goes back onto the frame, it's clean. Underneath the body of the car will be all wrap decoated nicely. So at least when that goes on to the chassis, the body's underneath the body's killer, and underneath the chassis is good. So we know that's all been done. When it gets back, I'll probably myself, I'll get onto I'll have Harry's VL done, so then I can start going on to the filler work of the HZ. So I'll be doing that while Damien can continue on with the VL and the XY, and I can get onto the ute. So I'll, once I get it back from Jake, I'll just go back over it, make sure all the body gaps and everything 100% and we're happy with it. And then we can start doing some body filler on it. So being the extent that we've gone to on it, being new quarter panels, new tailgate, new seal panels, there isn't a lot of filler work. So obviously, unless someone goes and kicks in the quarter, you don't really need to cover the whole quarter with body filler. So mainly where it's been joined, where it's been welded, may have a little bit of distortion, grinding marks, so forth. We'll rectify those areas and fix them up and get them done. So in saying that, there's still a bit of work on it to do. Once we finish the body work on it, then we can prime it, block it, probably prime it up again, block it and paint it. So yeah, we want to get it done. We don't want to sitting around. We spoke to our client and he was more than happy for us to outsource the rust fabrication. And he goes, as long as it's done properly, I trust you guys and I know it will be done perfect. So do what you need to do to get it done for me. I appreciate it. He hasn't put any pressure on us. We just, as a business, want to get it done for him. The VH SLE, the two-tone one, the bonnet is all done for it. We've just got to get this into epoxy now. So that's all done in and out. So Damien's obviously welded the reverse cowl on. He's ground that all back, linished it all up. He's done all the filler work on it, inside and out. We just now need to go over it, make sure there's no pinholes, do the final on it, and this can go into primer. So while the car's at Joel's, we're gonna get this done and the boot done, have them painted, so when the car comes back, everything is painted. They're the last two items of the car that need to be painted. So yeah, just show them that, Raf. VH SLE restoration gone wrong. We've got the car back now from minus paint. It is sealed off in a etch primer, which is just a black etch, just so it seals it off from getting any surface rust. We've got the car back now. Next step for this car is to get tubs. So this will get a split tub. Customers dropped off the wheels for it, so they've got a set of Convo Pros there, 295, 50, what are they? 295, 50, 15. So we've got them so we can obviously measure for the tubs, make the diff up, right. So this is done now. It still looks like shit. I'll just show you a few things on it. Mind you, the engine bay was in primer. This was had all body filler over it, as you can see. Looks like a child got to it. It's got holes still that they bogged over. All this here. There's holes there where they welded. There's holes there where they welded. And like, for fucking Christ's sake, this here, we just need a little bit more planishing to get that line straight, right? Planish up your hammer marks a little bit better. Do some welding here and here, which would have taken, you know, another half an hour, 45 minutes, and give it a bit of a file and it would have been fine. But, you know, just shit like that, it's just fucking lazy, pathetic. So, and here as well, man, you can actually buy a piece if you can't make it because you don't have the skills or tools or whatever to do it. You can buy a tub, front tub bit. We just make it, but you know, you cut it here, put a new piece in it, like, or again, if you want to do it without doing it on a budget or whatever at home, you can get the grinder. You can split here and split here with a grinder. Just put a cut and a cut, planish it up, and that will become flat. If you do it nice enough and you weld it good, it actually doesn't look too bad. And you can do the same with that if you don't want to do it and you're on a budget or whatever. But yeah, that's fucking horrible. So anyways, I'm not going to show you every little nook and cranny that they've on this car that's not right, because there's a lot of bits that are not right. You'll see it throughout the episodes and throughout when we're working on it and cutting it out and getting it back up to scratch. So you'll see all that. This is back now from minus paint. Next step is to get the tubs done. Once the tubs are done, we'll get straight into it and start steamrolling on it. And hopefully by the time that we're ready to start body work on this, Harry's car will be gone, the other VH will be gone, and hopefully the HZ's in primer, so that's in the paint shop. The boys in the paint shop can continue on with that, and then I can start doing some work on this, me and Damo. So we've got a bit of a plan of attack, what's going on here, and yeah, that's all happening. So yeah, I think we've covered all the bases for this fortnight. But thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, loving the support, messages, everything. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. Stay tuned. Don't forget, like and subscribe. It really does help us out to get these videos out for you guys. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next fortnight. Thanks, guys.